We're gonna CTRPG. Okay, so I want to take a second and talk about specifically Ruin Runners of Echoes of the Old World and where is that and what we're gonna be doing this. So we're still gonna be doing this little like a good example is like World of Darkness. There's a creator that did the If the Empire Had a Text to Speech Device has made it's called Hunter the Parenting, and it's pretty cool. It's a great way to get people into that world without necessarily forcing them to play. So we are going to be doing something like that, but kind of figuring out where this is going to be in development. This is probably going to be worked on a lot more seriously once we're about halfway through the player's guide in terms of like making it and we're the testing stage. Um, because my thought with this is I kind of want it closer to when the game's about to drop. Listen, I'm not saying I'm only doing this because of marketing. I genuinely want to do this. I think it's gonna be really cool, but it needs to be done smart. It needs to drop around the same time as the Kickstarter does, and so just figuring out. I'm also kind of trying to figure out what it's going to look like. The original idea was to do all the backgrounds in 3D, but I'm just not sure if I can handle that, and so I'm trying to figure out what that's going to look like. The idea is still do something similar to kind of Hunter the Parenting, where you have um, somewhat like visual novel that's been moved sprites, but that you move around a little bit, and just figuring out that because I still really want to make sure that I have some actual like secondary stuff for the game, and it's just figuring out. So we're doing really good on the monster guide. We're almost finished with at least the monster portraits. We're gonna start going in and filling out stuff, making sure everything's like nailed down on this. So production is going to kind of change a little bit. Right now, I've been mostly just focusing on the art because it's really easy to knock out the art. But we're about to get into to super writing phase, and it's going to be fun. A little nervous about it, honestly, but it's going to be cool. But yeah. Anyway, that's kind of where the project is. I wanted to make sure I brought this up. I don't feel like I've talked about it, and I don't want people to think that I just told it to kick rocks because I don't want it to. I want to make sure that I'm doing this well and just figuring out the way that I can guarantee the best success for stuff. I had another project. This is the project Sorcery. I feel like I did a really good job on this, but the frustrating thing is I don't know if I just didn't market it right or use the right hashtags, but it didn't pop. It didn't really seem to get noticed by much, and I don't want to put a bunch of work into something that doesn't push stuff, you know. And I'm not saying I just do stuff for people's attention, but I really want to start getting stuff kind of on track because I make cool stuff, and I'm super proud.